Now what I'm doing, for every command I give her, I'm prompting her. Tap kennel, tap here, tap sit, all at the same time. So that way if she fails, what I'm going to do is continue to tap until I get the appropriate behavior. Okay?
When I was reading the material that you sent, especially on the e-collar, I guess that was for introducing the dog to a command?
There's 3 different things that we use. One, well actually 2, the principles that we use are escape and avoidance, that's it. When we're actually introducing a behavior, we're applying physical pressure. At the same time, we're applying e-collar pressure. So if we're actually teaching to sit, come here, Pop. Here. Come here. Okay, the drag on the leash, tapping on the collar, sit. All happens at the same time. Leash up, e-collar tap, sit. All right. After a certain point in time, what we do is we go from escape. In order to escape this pressure, you must conform to this behavior. To avoidance, I'm going to remind you, sit, bump. In order to never feel that pressure occur or avoid it, you're going to do this quickly. All right? With me so far? In the proofing phase, which is essentially the correction or the punishment phase, depending on what you read, I'm simply going to give the command. Sit. No pressure. No leash pressure, no e-collar pressure, no pressure whatsoever. If the dog sits automatically, then it's successfully avoided pressure. Okay? If the dog doesn't sit and I have to force them, they have to, we're applying the escape principle and applying a bunch of different means of pressure in order to get the dog to sit. So it's either escape or avoidance. That's how they learn. So what we do in an environment where, it's like I said before, 2 weeks is not enough to harden these behaviors. I mean, she's collar literate to a point, but basically, we're throwing down a bunch of commands at this dog that she's never heard before, and we're trying to practice them relatively routinely. It's still going to take her a considerable amount of time before she starts absorbing the meanings of all those words. So we still apply direct pressure, station collar, indirect pressure, or both simultaneously, depending on whether we're trying to accomplish.
Is there anything that we should know in terms of when to apply what?
Well, the one document that I sent with the list of all the commands actually has scenarios with which you would be able to use these commands. What I tell people is this: starting out for the first week or so, we're on a leash and collar, all the time when the dog is losing. Otherwise, she's in the crate. Okay? She cannot wear the chain collar. She cannot wear the e-collar. When she's in her crate, this equipment comes out. When she's out of her crate, as she's coming out of her crate, we put this equipment. Okay?
And we take it off when she gets into the crate?
Yeah, when she's in the crate, unless you're having crate issues, well, she's not. She'll kennel up right away. She's a good girl that way. The whining and the barking is the only thing you might want to wear the e-collar, have to wear the e-collar for. They cannot wear them around the clock, okay? And the directions for the e-collar that she'll be going home with, it actually has an owner's manual. Please register your product. But basically they tell you she can't wear it for more than 8 hours at a time. Okay. So what we do here is, from the time they come out of their crates until we put them back, their gear is on. Okay? But because they're in their crates intermittently throughout the day, the gear is not on when they're in their crates. So they come out, we put the gear on, we take them outside, we work, we play, we do whatever. They go back in the crate, so on and so forth. So
let's say if we're at home and you've trained her, or we want her just to put her in her crate and downstairs while we're watching TV, and she'll have a tendency, of course, to whine because we're in the same room and so on. Would it be okay to leave the e-collar?
Absolutely. If she's acting like an idiot in her crate, absolutely. She's easy to disrupt with just a big quiet. Okay.
So try that first.
I would do that first, but if she's being a little bit of a a stinker as far as the barking and stuff, then basically what we want to do is we want to remind her that this is not a negotiation. This is an absolute. What we do though, because you got her to be a companion, you didn't get her to be a trade ornament. Okay. And she's young enough and she's smart. Okay. What we've been doing is teaching her that retreat to the kennel command. And again, she's on a leash and collar so that we can articulate exactly what it is she does and how she does it. Kennel means go to your spot, dog bed, lay down, stay there, don't move. Okay? Basically, at this point with her, it's just simply kennel and stay. If she goes down on her own, great. Or what we'll do is we'll give her a little calm, something to occupy her while she's there, and that way we can practice those advanced and retreat skills. So if she's on the ground, or if she's on her dog bed and she's chewing on her toy, we're going to tell her stay as we walk back and forth, so that she doesn't get snarky. You see what I'm saying? And then, or with the hot dog or whatever it is that we're eating that she's trying to covet. And then we're going to teach her to abandon that object and move away from it, similar to what we're doing here. Okay, good girl. Okay. I know you know what okay means. Okay. Good. Now she's going to advance on that, and I'm going to punish her for, this is not something you can make decisions about. This is mine. I control it. Good girl. I'll stand here. She does. She really likes the training table a lot.
Yeah.
Good girl. Stay.